What's up, boyos? Welcome to Loner Spoiler Cast, where everything is spoilers and casts.
And casting.
Yeah. Today we're talking about Ahsoka, which is a television show on the Disneyland Plus.
Disneyland.
Yeah.
They changed the name of it, huh?
Walter Disneyland.
Walter Disneyland.
I watched it. Nick watched it, I think. You watched it?
I actually skipped this one.
Oh, okay.
But let's talk about it.
We can pretend that you watched it.
Yeah, exactly.
What'd you think of the old Ahsokas?
I liked it. I really don't like that they are doing this mini series. Because there was a lot of things that just go unanswered. And I understand from what I've read, I've heard that what's his name? Felonious.
David Felonious.
David Felonious, that's his name. Thank you.
Yeah.
He's doing a movie, and I didn't know that before.
The Mandalorian movie, right?
No, he's doing like I think he's doing the next 3.
Oh, really?
Or like just a mainline movie, and it's going to involve Thrawn.
Oh.
So
this like set up Thrawn.
Yeah. So this is like a prequel to the movie.
Well, now that I know that, I'm like kind of bummed.
Yeah. So that's got me like, it's got me a little sour on it, you know?
Yeah, because I'm like, this set up season 2 so well. Like, I can't wait for season 2. Now that I know this, I'm like, oh, man.
Yeah. Yep. That's you're right. Exactly where I am, too. Because I was thinking the same thing. Like, oh, man, season 2 is going to be, there might not be a season 2. It might just go straight into his movie.
Sucks. I mean, there has to be some sort of season 2 because they're just like stranded out there. If there isn't a season 2, it's pretty fucking weird ending for the show.
Yeah.
Like, what's going on with Balin? What's going on with the blonde chick?
That's another thing is like Balin, the actor's dead.
Right.
And it's like I hope they recast him.
They need to. They have to.
Rather than doing the CG bullshit.
Oh, that would be the worst. Worst option.
I feel like that is a character that you would have to recast because he's so new, and granted, he was like one of my favorite parts in this.
He's great
in this series. That I'm like, fuck. It sucks that he's dead, and it sucks that it was only 6 episodes long because we won't get any more.
It was 8 episodes, but yeah.
Was it 8?
It was 8. Yeah.
It felt like it was only 6.
It was
felt
8.
Real short. It felt real short.
Really? Okay.
Yeah, because so here's going to be a controversial thing that you're going to disagree with because
we always disagree. That's the fun of the show.
That's the fun of it.
Yeah.
So I thought, and don't burn me at the stake.
I don't give a shit.
There were too many lightsaber duels.
Okay. All right. Calm down.
I felt like at every beat of the big climax was just lightsaber duel.
Yeah, it was
lightsaber,
sick.
And it was like, it's overdoing it. It's like, okay, and
it wasn't all lightsabers.
Not episode 4, the first one, A New Hope.
Yeah,
we didn't get lightsabers until the very end of it.
Not true.
What do you mean, not true?
I mean, Vader and Obi-Wan.
That's what I mean.
That's like in the middle of the movie. Right?
What are you talking about?
Right?
No, that's at the end of the movie, my guy.
Okay. Well, I mean, he's still waving that shit around.
Yeah.
Blocking shit.
It's like, it's really like, So, that's the sound. I mean, I felt like that. Literally what the lightsaber duel was. It was very anticlimactic and like a very fencing sort of thing.
To me, that felt more like a budgetary / technological restriction of the 70s.
Yeah. Yes, I agree. But also, I feel like that's kind of the charm behind lightsabers is you don't get to see them a whole lot, and there's not a reason to use them a whole lot.
But
And
you're a
this felt
prequel
more
guy.
like, but this felt more like the prequels, where it was
okay. Go ahead.
It was just like, let's throw all the lightsabers out and just fucking have it. The fucking Battle of Geonosis.
They look good though.
Fucking all of them. Just fucking all of them, man. Let's just.
They look
Everybody's
good.
got a lightsaber, and it's like, that kind of ruins the like mysterious mystique about it, I feel.
Yeah, for like a group that was genocided, there sure seems to be a lot of them left.
Yeah, that was another point I was going to bring up, is like, these guys are like, they seem to not be in hiding.
But I did hear, well, at this point they're not, right?
Yeah, I guess so.
But like I did hear someone say, like, if there were 20,000 Jedi and you kill like most of them, there's still going to be like at least 50 of them that like lived.
Yeah, but they can go anywhere in the galaxy. And it's like they all seem to always find each other.
Yeah, I mean, makes sense that they would, right? I mean,
yeah,
yin and yang, sort of. That's what I felt the most with this show. Was like Baylan.
Yes.
Baylan is sort of, he's not a Sith. He's not a Jedi. He's sort of like in the middle, but like he's a bad guy. Where like Ahsoka is not a Jedi. She's not a Sith. She's sort of like in the middle, but she's a good guy. And I felt like they were like a good yin and yang to each other. And I enjoyed that aspect of it. I see what you're saying about the lightsabers. Personally, I thought they were fucking rad. I thought there were a lot of really cool action bits. There were a couple that looked pretty ridiculous, like in the final episode where the three of them, it's Ahsoka, Ezra, and Sabine. They're all standing there and they're just like, and it looks so stupid until she finally broke off and started shooting them. Then I'm like, okay, this looks cool now. But besides like that maybe the Bugs Bunny stuff at the beginning too, where she's like digging holes and dropping them into the holes in the first episode.
Bugs Bunny? I don't remember. What?
Remember she like the robots come at her and then she like does a circle underground and then she goes underneath them and does circles to drop them underground.
Yeah.
Sort of Bugs Bunny.
Yeah, I forgot about that. Yeah.
Yeah.
See, I liked that episode, the first episode, because it reminded me of like Indiana Jones / Uncharted sort of vibes, where it was like, oh, it's kind of mystical, and it played out like the games, a lot of like the games.
I heard a lot of people complaining about how slow it was, and I know, hear me out. This because I have a gripe with this too. It's so confusing. Star Wars fans confuse the fuck out of me, right?
Right.
They'll watch one show and they're like, man, it cuts too fast. Everything's too quick. And then they have an episode where it's like, Ahsoka's moving really slowly to unlock all these things. Yeah. But it seems intentional, and it's like
no dialogue and
But to me, I'm like, yeah. Did you ever watch episode 4 where there's just like a 10-minute shot of a fucking truck moving through the sand? Like, that's Star Wars to me. Like, there's some slow stuff going on.
Or Obi-Wan turning off the tractor beam.
Yeah.
And he's like sneaking around and slowly pulling.
And to me, the fact that it was so slow, like, we don't really know what's happening yet at the beginning of the show.
Right. Yeah.
And to me, it's like, oh, whatever she's doing right now, the fact that it was so long and intentional made it feel like, oh, this is really important, and that's what I felt from it. If they just cut really quickly, I would have been like, oh, she's just kind of rushing through it. But I will say, that being said, there is no sense of urgency on any of these people. Like, halfway through the show, like, they're just sort of chilling, having barbecues while they're like stuck in this other galaxy.
I agree. I think it's because like Ahsoka was just kind of like, she was urgent, and then she had that whole thing with Anakin in the time between time, or whatever the fuck that place is called, which in my opinion, that's Anakin's Force ghost. It's like that this is the moment where she becomes a Jedi, even though she's not really a Jedi. She, like, how Luke has to go into that that whole and defeat himself as Vader.
Yeah.
And then he's like, oh, I get it now. Or when Rey like pulls herself
out of
and she like
anus.
touches out of the anus, and she like touches her reflections.
Yeah.
And it's like, I understand the Force now. And I feel like that's her moment. So as soon as she's done with that, she's like, it is what it is. And like, that's the rest of it. It was just like,
yeah. And I felt like it was her.
Happens. And then everybody else also gained that same, excuse me. Everybody else gained that same mindset of just like, we're together, you know? And it's like, yeah, okay.
Yeah. Yeah. It was kind of weird. And there's like some moments of like she tells Ezra that they defeated the Empire, and he's like, oh, nice. Like, you would have think he would have had like a bigger reaction to that, but I don't know.
Yeah.
Okay. Here's another thing that I feel like is worth bringing up is did you watch Rebels or Clone Wars?
I didn't watch either of them.
Yeah, me either.
None of it.
I'm like somewhat familiar with Clone Wars, and I watched like the first few episodes of Rebels, and I was like, this is too kiddie. I can't watch it. I hear it gets better as it goes on, but like for me, it was like way too kiddie.
That was me with Clone Wars, and just all of them, pretty much all of the cartoony ones, which is fine.
I heard a lot of people. I'm just kind of surprised by the reception of this show, because not that it matters. Like, people have their opinions. I don't really care that much, but it's just something to go off of. But I've just heard like people say like, if you haven't watched Rebels, because there was a bunch of people who watch this never watch Rebels, and they're like, I don't get it. I don't understand the show. But which for me, I mean, like, sort of, like, I guess if you watch those shows, it adds a lot of context. But to me, the show is so simple. Ahsoka, it's such a simple, like, they're going after Thrawn because he's going to rule the Empire. And we're going after Ezra,
Emperor,
because Ezra's our friend. And like, literally that's it. And to me, I'm like, this is simple. And then it sort of connect, like it's like any other television show. You don't have the full context of every character at the beginning of the show. And exactly. And by the end of the show, you kind of get who everyone is. Oh, Ezra was trained by this other Jedi. And Hu Yang trained him, I guess. I don't know.
He
helped him make the lightsaber, I guess. But it's like, okay, Ezra is a competent Jedi. Okay, got it. You know, and like, oh, Ahsoka was trained by Darth Vader. Okay, got it. Like, you know, it all kind of comes together as you watch the show.
Yeah.
I don't know, like, were they supposed to like fucking tell us all of this at the beginning? And to me, that would have,
like, they did a good job.
Yeah, and
I breaking it down.
I feel like that would have been fucked up to the fans of those other shows if they were like, oh, we're going to retell that story again. Like, that's so lame for those fans. And for us, if we want that context, we can go watch those shows. I don't know. I don't. I guess the only real issue I have with it is I don't quite understand Thrawn and like why he's so important still. I guess I don't. Other than he's a general.
What I know is he's just like a brilliant tactician. Like, I've looked.
That's kind of what I figured. Yeah,
he's like, he like studies culture, and that's how he does a background check on everybody that he has to fight. Essentially, like, he's not a fighter. He's like one of the best generals out there. So he's one of those guys that will learn your culture, learn what makes you tick, learn your core values, and then crush them.
Got it.
And that's just, he's just a bad guy. Is from what I know, he's just a bad guy.
I do wish they delved into that a little bit more, because I was sort of confused by the end. I'm like, okay, he got out, that sucks, but like, what makes him so special?
Different. What makes him so special is the fact that these characters had a background back story with this
right.
guy.
But they made it
It's just
seem
like,
like, oh, he's out now. The Empire's fucked. Now the Republic's fucked. I mean,
yeah.
and it's like,
Well, the Republic's fucked anyway because
yeah,
they fucked themselves. But that was set up through a whole bunch of different things, and I think Thrawn is just going to be somebody to bring it all together.
mm-hmm.
And yeah, the show is. I don't really have a good segue into it, but then you get the Night Sisters.
Mm-hmm.
So he's got like the backup of the Night Sisters now too, I guess. Who can bring people back from the dead.
Yeah. You know what this show was giving me? Big
PTSD.
It was giving me PTSD. No, it was this is Dave Filoni doing what he did with Clone Wars, but now for the sequel trilogy. He's making it make sense. He's making the sequel trilogy make sense because now we see, because that was one of the big gripes, right? With The Force Awakens was like, why
it was
is
just so disjointed? Yeah.
Like after all we saw in the original trilogy, now there's just another group of bad guys. Like, what the hell happened? And now it's showing us like, this is what happened. The New Republic was totally incompetent. They're idiots. And then also there were a bunch of, Empire sympathizers. And it's like, oh, okay. And then also with this season, I thought it was kind of setting up what happens in Exegol, if you remember that place.
Yeah, I think so too. 100%.
Yeah. I think it's like, oh, the Empire, the Emperor rather used the Night Witches or the Night Sisters to like create his own like
that's what I was thinking
galaxy
too.
And I'm like, okay, this is kind of cool. This is actually making me appreciate, not that this was their original intention at all.
No, at all, yeah.
It's making it make sense, and I think that's really cool. And I thought that's what this show served as first and foremost, was to make the sequels make sense.
I also think it's a setup. Me also thinks it's a setup.
me also.
For Dave Filoni's
movie,
either movie or movies. I'm not quite sure. I didn't dive crazy into what it's going to be or what he's written. But yeah, I think it's a setup to his Thrawn and how Thrawn kind of becomes how Thrawn, the bad guy, ends up turning into Palpatine again. It's like how the power shifts.
Like, like he's creating the First Order is my kind of assumption.
He's setting up the Palpatine return. Like what happens in between Palpatine dead and Palpatine alive again.
Yeah, and it's like, oh, how is Palpatine alive again? Oh, because we have people who can raise people from the dead. It's like, oh, okay.
But also cloning.
Yeah, is it cloning or was he brought back to life? They don't. I guess they don't really say how he was brought back. I guess.
That could be. Well, there is one throwaway line, cloning.
Yeah, but we don't know if that's that guy could just be saying shit. I don't know.
Yeah, he could just be guessing because there is cloning.
Yeah, and we also saw it in the background with what's
the Mandalorian?
No, in episode 9, what's the bad guy in the original?
Oh, Snoke.
Yeah, we see Snoke in like a tank,
in a tank
being cloned. So that's also another,
which was very similar to the tanks in the Mandalorian when they blew up Gideon's clones. It's like, oh, so they've been working on this. The cloning situation.
Yeah.
Which is weird because I wonder what happened to the Kamonians. The original cloners of the Clone Wars.
Yeah, what happened to them?
Because I feel like anybody, if you were going to clone yourself and do a Force sensitive clone, I feel like they would have the most knowledge about that. You know,
right?
It's just like, oh yeah, let's get those guys on our side because they are the original cloners.
Yeah, true. Yeah, where are they?
Or that they're
Maybe
just
they got fucked up. I don't know.
maybe
Maybe the New Republic goes in there and just fucking
fucking ends them. They're like, all right, we can't. You helped us out during the Clone Wars. You're all dead.
you're dead now. Fuck you guys.
We're gonna kill all of you.
Yeah, I don't know.
Yeah.
The New Republic seems like really dumb and stupid.
Oh
and
yeah. Oh yeah. It's just full of bureaucrats and
I appreciate that.
red tape and bullshit.
Yeah.
So, which one of the biggest problems I have with Star Wars right now is the fact that everything happens so quickly. It's like, oh, this happens like 2 years after, the second Death Star was exploded.
I don't think I think it's much further out than that, right? Because this takes place after The Mandalorian, which is 6 years after, I thought.
Is it?
Yeah, so
it just seems and how is this supposed to like line up with a New Hope? Because we're still getting lightsaber duels and stuff like that, and it's like I thought the Jedi were supposed to be myths. Even Tarkin is like, yeah, you're ancient religion.
Well, that's more of a problem with the prequels in general, I guess.
Yeah, I guess so.
Because that already doesn't make sense. Because it's like it's been 10 years, but we used to have a like
our whole galactic government.
Right, there were like 20,000 of these people just running around
by Jedi. So
it
there was like a whole Clone War thing that only happened like 10 years ago. So
right, and like. Yeah, maybe the kids don't know, but the adults surely would remember all of those fucking Jedi, right?
Yeah.
Tarkin is fucking ancient in that movie. You'd think he'd remember the fucking Jedi. Yeah. But that's more of a problem with just Star Wars in general.
I know, that's it. It's just everything there's not enough time for these governments to fully take over.
At least
like, this is a problem, and it's like, no shit, you build government in a year.
I will say, like, at least with this, between episode 6 and episode 7, there's 30 years. So, we're probably about 7 years in now. And I feel like 7 years into a new government, this is kind of how they would do. Like, we need to stay strong and structured or whatever.
Yeah.
Not realizing like what's going on underneath. Kind of makes sense. I don't know. Mon Mothma, dude, she needs to fucking get her shit together, because every time I don't know, just you're finally in a position where you can speak your mind and do the right thing.
Yeah.
But she's still I gotta play both sides on this one.
Yeah, she's still like,
it's like you don't have to anymore.
I don't trust anybody, but I trust the people that I trust, and not the people that I should be trust. And it's like, oh man, just like something's wrong.
Like at this point, you could be like, oh yeah, I stand with Hera on this one. Like, we need to stop Thrawn. That's a good idea.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
but she's still like, it's the rules.
Yeah. Yeah, I can't cross this red tape that I've created.
Right, like you're like the chancellor, right? Like she's the president of the United Galaxies of the, of America.
No, she'll get there. She just has to do it in the shadows.
Right. You'd think she'd be like, oh yeah, no issue. I'm the chancellor. Go for it.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's very weird.
Even though like Princess Leia can fucking do it, and
right, and
like,
Leia's just a fucking senator. She's just a fucking senator. Like, you're the chancellor. What are you talking about?
Yeah.
That made no sense to me. I'm like, oh, okay. So C-3PO comes in. And he's like, it's fine. But the chancellor
even Leia herself, just C-3PO. Like,
yeah.
There's just like, oh yeah, I have to intervene on this one.
But even if it was Leia who came in, it's like, she's still just a senator.
Yeah.
Mon Mothma's the fucking chancellor, dude.
Yeah.
Makes no sense. It's like, oh, Leia said so because she's a war hero. We listen to her. I don't know.
Yeah.
Super weird.
Yeah.
Where's Luke? What's he up to? What's he doing?
Let's see. This is after. Well, he's training the new people.
I guess he's
right?
getting it started.
Yeah. We saw that in
Boba Fett.
In Boba Fett. I was going to say Mandalorian.
Yeah, I guess
Boba Fett / Mandalorian season 2.5.
Like his days of action are done. Now he's just a teacher, I guess.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm sure he's still doing stuff because in the games like Battlefront 2.
True.
And
but
you see him.
But Battlefront 2 is games. Before this.
Yes.
Like years before this. Because Battlefront 2 is like right after the Death Star. That is such a niche thing. Right. Like we're probably the only two people who actually played that game. So
yeah. The story of
it. The story of it, yeah.
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 It's a good story. It's actually a pretty good story.
When it's not glitching out, it's pretty good. Yeah. It's a very glitchy game though.
Yeah.
Yeah, I thought it was a really cool show. I think the fact that we're able to have these conversations about it and like, oh, what's going on in the systems, like what's the bureaucracy, I feel like that kind of says that it is kind of setting some stuff up in an interesting way, more so than some other Disney properties that we speak of.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Very, very true. Very true. Yeah, see, and that's, I find that more interesting to talk about than lightsaber battles. You know, like a lightsaber battle's cool, but what does it contribute to the conversation?
No los dos.
Right. I agree. I agree. But also, like, what a lightsaber battle's like, oh, did you see that? Cool. Like, it feels more like okay, so this is a reference only you're gonna get.
Okay.
Feels more like playing the WWE 2K games.
Right.
Whereas like doing the GM mode is more like the political intrigue parts of, and you can talk about that. You can talk about the storylines of the WWE.
I get what you're saying.
Once you do like fights and stuff, it's like, oh, did you see that fight? It was cool. It was a good fight. And that's it.
I hear what you're saying. And my rebuttal to it, and I respect your opinion, and I don't even think it's a wrong opinion. Right. But I guess my thing is like with the Mandalorian, we got a show where it's like no Jedi. I mean, there are some Jedis, but no Jedis. This is just like the Star Wars action show. Yeah. This is the Star Wars action show, no Jedis. And then we got this show where this is the Star Wars action show Jedis. And then Andor is the show that you're describing.
Yeah, I love Andor for that.
Yeah, to me, this is the first show. I don't want to give off the wrong impression, but to me, this is the first show that had like the magic of Star Wars kind of back in it, like the mysticism, where it still has the intrigue of the government and all of that stuff. But to me, it still felt like this is fun. I guess like this is a fun show. Everyone's sort of joking around, even though something serious is happening. Because like to me, I'm like, that's Star Wars. We have the political intrigue, but I don't know. To me, Star Wars was never about like, I don't know,
government.
I mean, it kind of was, but it wasn't like, I don't know what I'm trying to say. It's just
not what you want in your Star Wars.
I wouldn't even say that because I loved Andor too. But like to me, Andor is like, this is a new take on Star Wars. And it was good. It was a good new take on it, where this felt more like a traditional Star Wars.
I see.
You know?
I get what you're saying.
Yeah, I don't know. Like very kid-friendly almost.
Yes.
Like far more kid-friendly than Andor. And I think even more kid-friendly than Mandalorian even.
Yeah.
And I guess that makes sense because it is a off the back of like the kids rebel show.
The kids stuff. Yeah.
I don't know.
Especially with Jason. Or Jaden. The Harris kid.
Oh yeah, I don't know his name.
It's just like let's put
I thought that was weird. I'm like, why are you bringing your kid on this mission?
It's for the kids, man. It's got to be something for them to be like, oh, that kid is cool. I want to be that kid. Yeah. He can sense the Force, and it's somebody so that the kids can grow up I don't want to say idolizing, but idolizing, you
Yeah.
know,
I
wanting to
just
be somebody in the putting themselves into the Star Wars thing. You know, it's like, oh, I
yeah.
could be that kid.
I
And
think
that makes sense, especially coming off of this show.
I think a lot of Star Wars fans want Star Wars to grow up with them. And I just don't think that's what's
Possible?
best.
No,
I I
100%
think
no.
these movies have always been made for kids and adults.
Yep.
But like the kids are important too, and I don't think a kid is gonna watch Andor and be like, "This was the best." I think a kid would be like, "That was kind of boring," but we were like, "That was fucking awesome." But
Right.
I think me and a child, calm down.
What's the difference?
Me and a child can watch this show
Oh, I see.
and
Uh-huh.
like
With your
enjoy it.
pants off.
Yeah, right. I was trying to avoid that
Yeah,
kind
no,
of
I got
conversation.
you. I got you. Mhm.
but,
Um,
but you know, I don't know.
it's because of the history. Um, just gonna
He's
put that
right.
on you.
He's right.
No, you're absolutely right. It's fun for kids.
Yeah.
And it's got those moments for the adults as well, which is good.
And I think the
Um,
story is so fucking simple
yes,
on
that
purpose.
a child can understand
Yeah.
what it is.
And I think
And
it's easy though to like make a simple story and also make that really boring, but I thought they did a good job of making it simple but adding layers to it.
yes, I
I don't know.
agree.
I don't know. Not that this show is perfect.
Okay, so one thing that I do have to give this show is the visuals,
Great.
and it could just be my new OLED TV.
Mm-hmm.
But
it's not.
Fuck, the show looks so fucking good.
Straight up, I watched one of these episodes on my phone and I was like, this still looks amazing. Like it's amazing.
I don't understand how they did it, but it was like, this is the most beautiful Star Wars thing that I've seen in a long time.
Like since the movies.
Yeah, I think even more so.
I don't know. Force Awakens is a really good looking movie.
It is, but like this had like the space effects, when the map effects were just so perfect, and the lightsaber fights were gorgeous, and the colors,
well choreographed
and everything
too.
Yes. Oh yeah, and everybody's the only person that I didn't quite believe was like actually doing it. I didn't believe was real was Ahsoka, because she changed her style so often.
Interesting.
And it's like, it was just like, what? Okay, so now she's single bladed, and she just randomly chooses, I'm gonna do single bladed, I'm gonna do double bladed, I'm gonna do more of aggressive, I'm gonna do more like, and the fight continued that way. It wasn't like she changed it on the fly to adapt her with her needs. It was just like,
can I say something
weird.
that's maybe not true, but I'm gonna read into it more than probably they realized.
Okay, yeah.
I think that was intentional. Maybe it wasn't though. I don't know. I feel like that was intentional just in the fact that like she is sort of a gray Jedi where she kind of doesn't follow the rules of what a Jedi is, nor does she follow the rules of what a Sith is. So she just kind of she's aggressive sometimes, but sometimes she's more laid back. I don't know.
Yeah, but like her okay, so her master was Anakin Skywalker, and his style is obvious.
Aggressive.
Yeah. It's well, like you see he's got like all the flares and the spins and the behind the back bullshit. And it's like, that's Anakin style. You look at Obi-Wan, you're like, that's fucking Obi-Wan style.
Yes.
Yeah, and it's like he's very, precise and very always thinking. Ahsoka she's all over the place. Like like even Balin's character, he's very like
so cool,
very
stiff,
stoic, and like he's just like a fucking
like I love that
English,
shit.
An English knight back in the
the
turn of the century, like, and it was like that's cool, like, because we haven't seen that. We've seen fencing and jabbing with like Rey and stuff. She does a lot of jabs, and we've seen like samurai sword play with Ahsoka in The Mandalorian, and then we've seen the flashy battle like aggressive style of Anakin and Obi-Wan. But then you get this very precise yet forceful thing from Balin, and I was like, that's so unique and so different.
Mm-hmm. I loved his fighting style.
I believed him. I believed he was actually like trained in that and doing like that. It felt like purposeful, you know? And I was like, oh, that's really cool. But Ahsoka was just like, she's got 2 lightsabers. She never brings out the second one.
She does sometimes. She did when she was fighting Balin.
She didn't. Not the first time.
Yeah, she did.
No.
I thought she did.
No, she uses one. Then when we're fighting over the map, she only has one out. Which is weird.
I feel like that's not true, but I don't know. Maybe I'm wrong.
But
I'll take your word
for it. Yeah, so that I love the choreography except for Ahsoka. And I felt like Ahsoka's character became like very stoic.
She was very stoic.
I'm not going to say any words.
She was very stoic. I feel like, so from what I hear and what I've seen of the Rebels show and the Clone Wars show, because I haven't watched a ton of it, but I've seen like parts of it,
bits and pieces. Yeah.
So from what I've seen, she was very like energetic and like flippy, like she would flip a lot. And my assumption on why she's like more stoic now is just fucking age and just decades of trauma. Like your master was fucking Anakin Skywalker, you know what I mean? And like, I don't know.
So now she's kind of shut down,
right? Like that would kind of deflate you a little bit, I think, and like take the energy out of you. And especially like she's been in hiding for a long time too. Like,
true.
So yeah, I just feel like, yeah, she's older and like also trying to
cooler, more edgy.
Yeah, she's like trying to teach someone, and like I guess also in the Clone Wars she's like a teenager, which they kind of show in this show as well with the girl who played young Gamora.
Yeah, no, overall I liked the show. It was good. Wasn't my favorite.
Yeah, I think that's fair.
It's a good setup. I really liked Shin Hati, because she's a hottie.
She is a hottie.
No, I liked her character and how she was just and Balin, like the way he trained her and raised her, I guess, because I have a feeling that's his daughter.
Oh. Interesting.
But he's just like, you have your own path. Go. And that was it. That was the end of her training. I was like, that's so different.
I thought that was the most interesting thing about Balin, was like, he's not a Sith. Like, he's not. And they don't believe in the rule of 2. Like, because very obviously he was like, oh, we can bring in Sabine too. Like, we can train her. Yeah, to me, he is a gray Jedi, or not, I guess a gray Sith. Like, he's more balanced, I guess, but also still evil. And I appreciate her name's Shin, I guess, Shin Hati.
Yeah. Shin Hati.
I appreciate they did a little setup where Ahsoka's like, I can help you, come to me. Sort of like how Balin was doing with Sabine. And then at the end, you think she's going to go hang out with Ahsoka, but instead she's like, nah, I'm going to be the leader of these Ravager guys.
Yeah, these really cool looking guys. Yeah, absolutely.
I'm still going to be a bad guy. Fuck you. And I appreciate that.
Well, maybe.
Nah, she's bad, dude. I think it's good. Keep her bad.
Yeah.
Yeah. Keep her bad.
Yeah,
make her the Ben Solo we all wanted. You know what I mean? Where we get teases of her turning good, but it doesn't happen.
Yeah.
Have Sabine kill her in the end.
See, they fucked that up. They fucked that up so bad.
They did, man. They fucked it up.
That up so bad.
How they fucked that up, man?
It was so easy. You could do it so many ways,
Man.
and they fucked it up. They fucked it up.
Last thing I want to say before we rank this bad boy.
Yeah.
That I feel like is pretty important to mention. And we kind of talked about it a few weeks ago, or maybe a week ago. There was like news that came out about Marvel and how they've been doing the Marvel shows.
Yeah.
And basically, like, they've just had the execs kind of create this roadmap for the Marvel shows. They've created no pilots for the shows. Everything's just been chaos over there. And they're like, we'll work it out in reshoots. And with that, we've gotten some okay shows and then like some really fucking terrible shows, like Secret Invasion, which was just awful. And I think everyone agrees with that.
It was fine.
It had its moments.
And it never delivered on. Yes, it was bad. It was a bad show.
It was bad, but like it had things in there that were like, oh, that would have been cool if they actually did something with it. And that's kind of how I felt about a lot of the Marvel shows. And I haven't felt it as much with these Disney shows, and I feel like it has a lot to do with the fact that each one of these shows has a very specific showrunner. Like this one was Dave Filoni, Mandalorian was Filoni and Jon Favreau. Andor was Tony Gilroy, right? So
I think so.
So like each one of these shows has had a showrunner, and I feel like that's why a lot of these Star Wars shows have been, because these Star Wars shows haven't been bad. There's been one bad one, I think. Book of Boba Fett. I feel
Obi-Wan's was also kind of like,
it's like on the edge.
Yeah,
it's like leaning towards bad, but it's not. In my opinion, it's not bad, but it's, you know, I'll give you that one. I'll give you Obi-Wan. The more I think about Obi-Wan, the more I'm like, damn it, how'd they fuck that up?
It was cool, and then like there's just some moments like, what? You got to really suspend your disbelief.
That show's really held up by the nostalgia of Ewan McGregor and Hayden Christensen, for sure.
Yes.
Which was another thing I appreciated about this show. When we did get the Hayden reveal, it didn't feel like, oh, we need this in here for the nostalgia bait. It felt like this was necessary.
It had its purpose. Yes.
Yeah, this was necessary. Same with like the Ezra reveal for a lot of the Rebels fans. I'm sure that would have been like a big deal, but it felt like this was the natural thing to do. It didn't feel like, Luke showing up at the end of Mandalorian. No hate to that, but that was kind of nostalgia bait.
Yeah, it sure was. It sure was. It could have been anybody.
It was pretty unnecessary, but it was cool anyway. But yeah, I don't know. I just wanted to mention that. I think that's a big reason why these shows are better.
Are doing better. Yes, for sure.
And each one of these shows that comes out, because like I've been feeling down on Star Wars, since episode 9. I'm like, fuck. That shit sucked.
Yeah.
Book of Boba Fett came out. I'm like, oh, this shit sucks. But each one of these shows, though, I'm like, I do like Star Wars, man. Like, I like Mandalorian. I like Andor. I like this show. So I hope they can keep it up. I hope that the next, whatever the next one is, the Acolyte or whatever.
The Acolytes. I heard that one was canceled, though.
Was it? Oh.
I heard it was canceled, but then I keep seeing things on it. It's like, it's not canceled. Like, I feel like I had a lapse where I was just dreaming for a week, and people are like, oh yeah, it got canceled, and I was just like, what the fuck? How did it get canceled? Because like the director or the showrunner was like a terrible person, or got canceled herself. So they're like, oh, we gotta can it. And I've only been hearing like, oh, the next one's is Acolyte, and I'm like, what? I thought that was canceled, but I guess not.
Let me look this up. Canceled. Warner Bros. What? Warner Bros. Totally shelved the Purge Batgirl. What are you talking about? No, the Acolyte is not canceled. This is from June.
Okay.
And no, Leslie Headland isn't fired.
Oh, yeah. Leslie Headland.
Oh, okay. So it looks like a bunch of like weird YouTubers are like, we don't like her because she's woman, and that's where the
Oh,
rumors
really?
started. According to this article, I don't know. I don't know. I need to read more into this. Anyway, um, should we rank it, or you got more to say?
Um, I just had one more thing that I wanted to say, and
Mm-hmm.
it's just kind of like an anecdote. Um, how crazy similar is Thrawn to Elon Musk in this? Like the whole time, I'm just like, dude, this is fucking Elon Musk right here.
Yeah, yeah.
But like smart. If Elon Musk was smart and like a general and had credentials for being who he is, I feel like that's who he would be. It's just like this, because he's got that like Elon Musk sort of vibe to him, which is
Mm-hmm.
very very unfortunate because that's actually the voice actor for Thrawn as well.
Oh,
Yeah,
interesting.
yeah,
I didn't know
and
that.
Sabine, I believe, is the voice actress for Sabine.
Lars
Uh,
Mikkelsen. Mads Mikkelsen's brother? The fuck?
really?
Yeah, his brother is Mads Mikkelsen.
No shit.
Damn. I thought it was
I
the
did not.
dad from Peacemaker. He looked just like him.
Really?
Right?
I don't know.
Who
You'd have
plays
to get. You'd have to like strip him of all that hillbilly
August
bullshit.
Ransom Smith. August Ransom Smith. It's not August Ransom Smith though. I thought
Yeah.
it was. It's Lars
Handsome.
Mikkelsen, Mads
Okay.
Mikkelsen's brother.
That's
Damn.
cool.
Yeah.
That is cool.
Wow. Oh, you know
Yeah,
what?
well,
I want to mention this too because
okay.
we didn't really mention it. I was worried about Sabine in the first episode because she just like acted like a teenager, and I'm like, isn't
Yeah,
she
I
supposed to be
I
like
hate.
20 something now?
Yeah.
It just felt weird, but I feel like they got there. They got there with her. I thought. I was
Yeah.
really worried in that first episode. I'm like, oh, she's gonna be really cheesy and stupid, isn't she?
Yeah. I
She
mean, she still kind of
she
is.
was kind of stupid, but I don't know.
I didn't like Sabine. I felt like she was my least favorite character in the whole thing
Really, I kind of liked her.
because she was just like,
She was
she
dumb.
was a teenager. She was just real stupid, and I understand, but it's just one of those things that like I didn't like her
She,
as
she
well.
was
I also really didn't like Ahsoka a whole lot either, but
she was blinded by her
friendship.
love for her, non-boyfriend boyfriend,
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, I understand. I understand why they did it, but I just felt like they set up her character to be like a rebel, but like a rebel without a cause.
Right, yeah.
And it was just like, oh, figure out who you
Yeah,
are
why
before you start rebelling against everything, you stupid idiot. Like,
we
uh,
rebel.
yeah.
I thought it was weird. Like, why not just go to the medal ceremony? Why are you being a dick? Like, what's fuck?
Yeah,
Like,
honestly, like you
you just
respect all these people that are here, like just fucking do it. Like
yeah. Why are you being a dick to Mr. Krabs, dude? What the fuck?
was that Mr. Krabs?
Yeah, this is the guy who plays
That's
Mr. Krabs.
hilarious. That's fucking hilarious.
Apparently, he was in Rebels as well. He played that character in Rebels, but
You played Mr. Krabs in Rebels?
no, he played that guy. I guess
No, I
I don't know
what
who
you're
that
saying.
guy is, but he was giving her a medal for something.
For something, for being the only one standing in the area and staying in the area.
I guess so. I
Yeah,
guess
Hera
so.
moved on. She's already a general. She doesn't need a medal. Ahsoka's nowhere to be found. Ezra's out there in another galaxy somewhere. The blue guy's running. He's like training some rebels.
Well,
Somewhere.
Hera's there.
No, she's traveling. She's a general somewhere.
Right. I thought she
Sabine's the only one that didn't leave the fucking planet.
That's true.
He's a fucking bum.
She's got a cat to take care of, dude.
Yeah, what the fuck's happening with that cat? That cat's gonna die.
I know. No one's taking care of it.
No, Sabine's gone. Like,
I think
is Ezra
Mr. Krabs
gonna
is taking care of it. I think.
Well, you would hope so.
Somebody.
Ezra's gonna move into it.
That cat looked pretty scrappy, though. I think it could be fine.
It'd probably survive in the deserts of nowhere.
Yeah. Yeah. Uh,
Uh,
yeah. The show did have problems. It wasn't great. I liked Hu Yang. Hu Yang was cool.
Hu Yang was cool.
Looked really good too. He was all
Yeah.
CG. It looked pretty good.
Yeah, I really like the droids, the like evil droids. Those guys were really cool.
Hu Yang, also played by David Tennant.
Yeah, David Tennant.
Yeah,
imagine that. And he says the line a long time ago in a galaxy far, far away.
That's true. He does.
Was very cute.
A little cheesy.
A little cheesy, but also it was like, oh, warms the heart a little bit.
The kid almost said it. The kid almost said, I have a bad feeling about this, but he just says, I have a bad feeling.
I don't know why they didn't give it to him.
Just commit to it.
Just commit. Yeah.
We got an opening scroll too. That was pretty cool.
We did.
Yeah, that was pretty neat. Yeah, bring him back.
Was cheesy. Chomper, I don't get Chomper.
I don't
understand why people like Chomper.
I guess in the show he's like a homicidal maniac droid and just wants to kill everybody.
Okay. But not in this show.
He seemed a little blood hungry, but
I saw a thing where somebody like dubbed over where they're like chasing the guys out of the shipyard, and he's like looking for his tracker, and he's like, and he just says a whole bunch of curse words.
Yeah,
like somebody just, and I don't know, like
I feel like you could kind of understand him too. Like
it lines up with like his bleeps and bloops, and it's like, oh yeah, I guess that could be what he said.
And I guess he's also voiced by.
Did you fucking take my shit? And Hera's like, no, I didn't move your shit. And he's like, oh, here it is. And then he throws it, and it's like, okay, like I just don't understand. I mean, I guess
that was just like a fun thing for the fans of Rebels. I don't know. Yeah, wasn't for me either. I didn't really care for Chomper that much.
I think BB-8 had more personality.
Love BB-8.
BB-8's
Chomper good. Also voiced by Dave Filoni. That's fun. Fun little fact. He does the bloops and bloops.
Bloops and bleeps.
He's the one that goes.
Yeah, I feel like I've heard that Dave Filoni won't release what Chomper says in the Rebel show or anything like that because it's just
so offensive,
dark shit that's offensive.
I like that.
And I have in my head, I have a headcanon that he says all these things in the booth, and he's like, nobody fucking write this down. As he's doing it, he's just like, nobody fucking don't copy what I'm saying because it's gonna be fucked up. And
dude, Baylan Skoll, by the way, also, that is like one of my new favorite fucking Star Wars characters. He's so fucking cool.
It sucks that the guy's dead. I forget his name.
Ray Stevenson. Yeah.
Stevenson.
Damn, dude. And he was only like 56 or something.
Yeah, and
really
nobody's I have a feeling he died of like a heart attack or something, or some sort of cardiac arrest, because it was just like he died.
It's got to be something like that, or like a fucking aneurysm or something.
Aneurysm, yeah. It was sad, man.
Yeah,
because he would have been a really good either bad guy or middle guy, like a good DJ from episode 8.
Yeah, exactly. I think he was better. He was better than DJ.
Oh yeah. DJ was good. He was just a little too quirky.
Yeah.
For me. And I was like, that's a great character, but if he was just less silly and more serious about how the things worked, I feel like people would have believed him a little better. But it could be just the thing that they wanted was like, oh, he's just, don't pay attention to him. You got to pick a side. Mm-hmm. And it's like, no, that's not the part of it. The part of it is like, they're both bad. And we do get a lot of that in these new shows, is like the Republic is just like, fuck you guys.
Yeah.
We got to stick to our beliefs.
Yep.
And it's like, anyway, yeah, let's rank it.
I feel like that's intentional though, to make them look stupid. The Republic.
Yeah, because I think it's also a thing against like Rian Johnson and J.
Abrams.
J. Jonah Jameson.
Yeah. J. Jonah Abrams.
J. Jonah Abrams. That it's kind of like a poke at them. Like, yeah, those guys made this and they're really dumb. Like, how do we have this big bad and nobody noticed, and it's like, fuck, well, now we got to write into it, and they're just constantly like, oh yeah, that story was really fucking dumb. The Republic was really dumb at this time. It was really fucking dumb at this time.
The unfortunate thing is it makes the characters that we loved in the original trilogy also look really dumb.
Yeah,
because it's like, how did Leia not see this? How did Han become a scavenger again? Like, what the fuck?
Yeah.
Why did Luke try to kill his nephew? I still don't understand that.
Yeah.
It's the guy who fucking saved the genocidal maniac man who killed younglings tried to kill his fucking nephew because he had a
bad dream.
Yeah.
A bad dream.
Gave me some bad vibes, bro.
Yeah, I gotta kill my nephew.
He's just killing the chill, bro.
Yeah, I don't take him out. Guy. He's got some bad thoughts. In his dreams, he's having some real nightmares over here, and I have to kill him because of his nightmares.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know.
Yeah, super weird. Anyway, let's rank this shit. Let me pull it up here. You can't see it. I just thought about this. But
I'm looking at it.
Okay, that's fine. I'll read it off to you as well. We'll read it off. At number 1, right now we have The Mandalorian season 2. At number 2, we have Andor. At number this is a wild list. Jesus Christ.
It's a wild list, dude. It's so crazy.
This is wild.
It's so crazy.
At number 3, we have The Mandalorian season 1. At number 4, we have episode 5, Empire Strikes Back. At number 5, we have episode 6, Return of the Jedi. At number 6, Rogue One, A Star Wars Story. At number 7, episode 4, A New Hope. Oh my God. It's so low. It's so low.
Yeah, dude. Okay, just keep going though. It's weird. This is such a weird list.
At number 8 is episode 3, Revenge of the Sith. At number 9 is Obi-Wan Kenobi. At number 10 is Solo, A Star Wars Story. I agree. Oh my God. At number 11, The Mandalorian season 3.
Yeah.
Was it that weird, bad? Man. I can't remember. I guess the fact that I can't remember says everything. And at number 12, episode 1, The Phantom Menace. At number 13 is episode 2, Attack of the Clones. Okay, that's fair.
Yeah.
Man, is season 3 that bad? I can't remember.
It's the one with like the space pirates and
Jack Black and Lizzo.
Yeah, and Grogu gets a mech.
Oh yeah, he does.
It's more about what's her name? The other Mandalorian than Din Djarin. And it kind of it for me, it's that low in my mind because it changed the flow of the Mandalorian,
right?
The show. It had more of an overarching story and less of mini adventures,
just the fun adventures of the Mandalorian.
Yeah, it was like I really love the overarching story told in small segments, but also just not even focused on it. It was just like these two.
You like it when it's more like Rick and Morty. Is what you're saying.
Yeah, they're not involved in anything bigger than themselves, and they could care less about the bigger picture. It's just like them trying to survive, and I really love that. And then in season 3, it was like, now you're part of the bigger picture, and you are a huge part of it. And it's like, do we really need another Jedi who turns into a general and another like? It's just like, I don't know about it. I just didn't.
Yeah. I feel you.
Okay.
I feel you. No, I'm happy. I'm just amazed that The Mandalorian season 2 is at number 1. That's fucking wild to me.
It was good. That was a good one.
It was good. I think I like Andor more, but
yeah, I think it was between me and you on that one. It was either 1 or 2. But what's crazy to me is like
the original 3.
Obi-Wan Kenobi's up above Solo, which is crazy. Or even
that had to have been my decision because I don't like Solo that much.
Mandalorian season 3 was still better than Obi-Wan Kenobi in my mind, and it's like I don't understand. But
I think the problem is we had Solo already there, and I don't know. Well, there's no going back now. We're committed.
No, it's all written in stone.
I don't know where to put this show. What the fuck is this list?
So, yeah.
I guess
So what is it? What is it worse than?
I guess it's worse than A New Hope.
Yeah. I would put it below Revenge of the Sith as well, because that's a fun fucking movie with.
I think my toss up right now is between the two, between Revenge of the Sith and I think it's better than Obi-Wan, like by far.
It is better than Obi-Wan, but also Mandalorian season 3 is also better than Obi-Wan, and I think Solo: A Star Wars Story is better than Obi-Wan too. So it's like,
I think I did a lot of heavy lifting for Obi-Wan because I liked a lot of Obi-Wan.
Yeah. So I'm thinking of putting it.
You could type it in.
We could put it in this before episode 3.
I'm down for
that. I think that's fair.
I think
that's a good. Yeah.
I think I agree with that too, because I love Revenge of the Sith. Don't get me wrong, but there's a lot of problems with Revenge of the Sith.
That is true. I'm thinking of like all of the I guess the love story and him turning.
Yeah, it's kind of very like fast.
It's it's quick. Mm-hmm. You don't really get to see him turn.
Right.
Whereas it just kind of happens. It's just like, and you're bad, and you kill younglings, and you're like, fuck, okay. But then the second half, when he is bad, is really good. Mm-hmm. And the opening scene of Revenge of the Sith is really good too.
Oh yeah, the ending.
But like that middle part is kind of like, whereas this show, it's pretty good throughout. It's
pretty
the whole
consistent.
Thing.
Yeah.
There are a couple of characters and choices that I'm like kind of weak. But overall, it is. I think that's where I'm going to put it.
All right,
that's where we should put it.
Put it there,
right there.
You got it.
So
I think it's AH because that's Ahsoka.
Ahsoka.
Yeah.
Does that look right?
That looks good.
Yeah. Okay. That's cool. That's cool with me.
Wait,
I'm okay with this list until it gets down to the bottom, and I'm like, I don't know about it. I don't know about any of these, man.
Yeah. We still have a few that we need to rank too. Like we've got Boba Fett.
We got Boba Fett,
which we need to do at some point.
Yeah, when we have all the sequel trilogy.
The sequel trilogy we need to do. Yeah.
Yeah.
And then that's all.
So far.
Then we're done. Never again can we do the show. Actually, we have a lot of spoiler casts coming up. Not a lot.
Yeah,
we got two.
We got two. Yeah, we got
Loki and the Marvels.
I watched the first episode of Loki yesterday.
I haven't started it yet.
It's pretty good.
Really?
It's pretty good. It keeps. Did you
see, IGN gave it like a 4. Like those first 2 episodes, they gave it like a 4.
The first episode, I feel, is perfect.
Really?
Like it's a really good transition into. I don't know the overall story, but if you watch the very end of Loki season 1 and immediately begin this one, it's like, yeah, dude, no, you're right. Like that makes total sense, and that is perfect.
Oh, because the ending is the part where he walks in and it's run by what's his butt?
Yeah, it's the one who remains.
Kang.
Yeah, and then he goes to he sees Mobius, and Mobius is like, I don't. Mobius. Are you okay? Mobius. And it's like, oh shit, what's happening? So he's like freaking out and doesn't know what's going on, and it's and shit happened. Like he doesn't know if the timelines are broken or what the fuck happened, because he gets kicked into the portal before we see what happens with what's her name? Sylvie.
Girl Loki,
yeah, and it's like, oh
Lady
shit,
Loki.
Yeah, I would react the same fucking way, dude. And Tom Hiddleston's so good.
I'm just excited to see the bros broing out again.
Yeah,
you know, Tom Hiddleston and Owen Wilson. It's be like, wow, that's crazy.
Wow,
that's nuts. Wow.
I need you to slow down, Loki.
Can you slow down? Explain this to me. Wow.
Wow, that's crazy.
You're telling me Kang is a bad guy?
You know what's crazy though?
What's that?
Fucking what is his name? Hansel has been to Mount Vesuvius now.
Oh, he goes. Oh, what a spoiler, dude.
No, that's in the first season.
Oh,
they go to Pompeii.
I can't remember the first season, to be honest. I should probably rewatch that.
Because Sylvie's hiding out in the Armageddons, in like the end of the world
That's
situations.
right. Okay,
and they go to Pompeii to find her.
That's
and
right.
Him and Mobius are in Pompeii before
it's blown up.
goes.
Yeah.
So now Hansel has been to Mount Vesuvius.
Wow, good for him, dude. He finally did it.
He finally made it. Aren't you just tripping balls? And couldn't you be high on peyote? And you know what? I was. I've never even been to Mount Vesuvius.
That's our next spoiler cast is Zoolander.
That movie. I need to rewatch it because it's been so long.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well,
so we got that, and we got the Marvels, which I'm weirdly excited for.
Those trailers are good.
I've seen the first one, and I guess I've seen the second one, but it's practically the first one again, and it just looks fun.
Yeah. The only thing that makes me nervous about it is just all of the fucking shit that's been coming out about Marvel and how like disjointed it is. And like,
I have a feeling it's going to be subpar, but you know, if it's anything like the Fast X series, I'm okay with it. The Fast and the Furious, like if it's stupid fun,
our bar is pretty fucking low, dude. Yeah, that's true.
If it is stupid fun, I am okay with it.
My take is always like, I can't make this shit. You know, that's always like I couldn't do better. Like
true.
So.
Yeah, that is true. Like, but if it is like Quantumania and I'm bored through most of it, I'm gonna be a little upset. But if it's you know, there's something about it that is worth salvaging at the end, then
see, Quantumania happened, and I was like, I can make a better movie. You know what I mean? That's what I'm saying. You give me $200 million, I can make it better.
You can make probably.
I probably could.
Probably
that movie anyway.
Honestly.
Not like Iron Man, but like that one. I could. Yeah. I probably could.
You can make like a Thor Dark World.
Yeah, just give me $200 million, and I'll just hire other people to do it better.
Yeah, exactly.
You know,
you'll just overlook everything.
Yeah, exactly.
And just make sure everything's going the way it should.
I wouldn't even take the director's chair. I would be an executive producer.
Yeah, you'd be an executive, which means you'd stand around and do nothing and go, "No, we shouldn't do that."
I'd stand like Ahsoka.
Yeah. With that goofy ass smile that she does.
Dude, her fucking tendrils on her head too were like so rubbery, and like
I know
when she hugs Ezra and they just go flat because he hugs her, and they don't look very good. But
yeah, Hera's the same way.
I don't know how you can make it look better.
No, but hers just flat behind her.
Yeah,
like real rigid like, and I'm like, okay, well, I need suspend your disbelief a little bit.
Yeah, you kind of have to. The thing,
it's all practical, so that's fine.
Yeah, I did appreciate that. The thing that like really threw me off was when she took her little headpiece off and she's laying in the bed and it's just like smooth between it. I was like,
just a complete.
Whoa,
this is weird.
Yeah, that's not right.
This is just a head cap. That is strange.
Just like I wonder how Rosario Dawson feels like recording or like, you know, acting in all of that. It's got to feel kind of weird.
Well, she probably doesn't have a lot of movement, I would think, just because she doesn't want to like flap around, and it's also like double her head size. Yeah. So,
but it looked light, like because it looks like they're just like rubber tubes.
A cushion, but that makes it easier to fall off your head, I suppose.
True.
No, but you know what? They fucking nailed the floppiness. You know when they nailed the floppiness of like alien parts? Episode 1, Jar Jar Binks ears.
It's true.
Those look so good.
That's completely CG though. So
yeah, even going back to it, they fucking nailed it.
The CG looks pretty good in those movies, all things considered. They really do.
I mean, other than like some of the like city areas or the green belt battle. You
know what it is.
It's pretty rough, but
I think CG. Like they nailed the CG, they just used too much of it. And I feel like nowadays we've gotten better at intermixing reality and CG. You know, that's why the sequels look so good.
See, that's one of the things that I love about Star Wars is they just try something, even if they try the newest shit. Like everybody was upset that they CG'd Luke's face onto a different actor, and I'm like, no, dude, deep fake is the big thing right now. They have to put it in. You know, they have to. There's no way Star Wars doesn't use deep fake in their fucking movies.
How'd you feel about Tarkin though?
I liked it. I had no gripe of Tarkin. I thought he looked fine. I thought Leia looked fine.
I think there's a moral issue. There's a morality issue of using a dead actor's face.
Okay, so that's a different topic.
Yeah.
And I have my own beliefs on that. But I think as far as entertainment, like without morally, I think deep fakes are absolutely part of Star Wars, and there's going to be something else in the future. Maybe they stop using deep fakes. Maybe they just recast and it gets better, or maybe deep fakes get better and they're like, oh, let's continue, and they mod it kind of like how they mod CG along with the real stuff, the real practical stuff, and it could work out in the better. They're always,
that is kind of what they did for Boba Fett, right? Where they had like an actor and then they like put Mark Hamill's face onto that actor.
Yeah. That was in Mandalorian. That was in Boba Fett and also the final episode of season 2 of Mandalorian.
I thought with the final episode of season 2, and now I may be mistaking, I may be mixing these up actually.
Yeah.
I thought that was actually Mark Hamill.
So
that they de-aged.
Yes and no. So they brought Mark Hamill onto set to do everything in the clothes and everything, and as kind of a guide to how he would react, how he would move and act, and what he would say and how he would say it. But then they also brought the other guy who they put Mark Hamill's face onto.
Okay.
To actually be the body.
Interesting.
And the face of him. So it was both, which was very different. And they're such what are they called? It's not lighting the Lucasfilm, digital art team. I forget what it's called.
Yeah, Industrial Lights and Magic.
Lights and Magic. Yes, exactly. They are always pioneering the next thing, like the volume.
The volume, yeah.
The volume is, nobody's ever done that, and they did it, and it's been in many TV shows now.
Yeah,
and it's cool.
Well, the Batman was like all in the volume.
Was it really?
Yeah, like most of the Batman was filmed in the volume.
They used that for that.
Yeah,
but that's So it's not the best. Obviously, we see that in some of the shows.
The Mandalorian, yeah.
In some
of the later,
you can see the seams, and it starts to lose its.
Yeah.
Even in this show, where you get the where they're fighting.
Was this show in the volume? I guess it makes sense.
Some of it was.
Yeah.
So there was a fight with Hu Yang.
Yeah.
Where he's like fixing on the outside, and the robots.
That fight's awesome, dude.
It was really cool, but that whole fight is in the volume, and you can tell because there's no like depth in anything. It's just everybody's fighting in front of a backdrop is what it looks like. But then the next scene where they're fighting Shinhati and the dead Jedi guy, where they're fighting in between the trees, and it's like, oh, that's actually in like a forest somewhere. So it's. If you look for it, you can see where they use the volume, and you can tell. It's like, oh, that was definitely on the volume. This wasn't, just based on the shots that they can get from it. So it's still new, and they're still working on it and improving it. But it's one of my favorite things about Star Wars is just how they're always in the future with whatever they're doing. And even if it fails, like with the prequels and stuff, like even if it doesn't work out or looks kind of ugly, it's like, but they fucking tried.
That's true.
They did something different.
Yeah, and I feel like even with the sequel trilogy, their incorporation of practical and CG effects was very impressive. And I feel like we hadn't seen a movie do it quite like that.
Yes, 100%. Yeah, that's a perfect. The fact that they went back to mostly practical with some CG to fix some things, or maybe a CG background here and there, it was like that's the perfect amount of CG to use along with practical, and they're still fucking with it to make it cheaper, better looking, or whatnot. So all the respect to ILM. on
oh yeah,
everything that
they
they
always
do,
do good
because
work.
they are just incredible, and I love the fact that they just try. You know,
Yeah.
like they don't stick to the same thing.
Well,
And
and it's a even more impressive when you watch this after something like we were just talking about Quantumania, where
yes,
that movie just looks like fucking hot garbage. And then
yep,
this show, which
yep.
probably has a fraction of the budget of that. I mean, it
Mm-hmm.
still probably has a huge budget, but like, I don't know, like, how are you guys the same company? But like, this show looks so good, and then
Yeah.
you've got like She-Hulk looking like Crayola crayons, you know, like what the fuck happened there, you
Yeah.
know?
Yeah, no, it's true. It's true. I don't know if they use ILM or if go with an outside company that's like
Yeah, they ship it off to
they
Korea or
ship it.
something,
Yeah, they
probably.
ship it to like fucking minimally paid, you know,
Yeah,
people who have an hour to work on an entire scene, an important scene, and like, well, this is the best we can do. And they're like, good enough.
yeah,
So I don't know. I think there's more care that goes into the Star Wars than there is into those. Well, it's obvious because you got showrunners on the
yeah.
Star Wars stuff with good thought out stories.
And they've always
Whereas,
taken that seriously. I remember when they first, bought Star Wars, they were very intentional about canon, and like
yeah,
the
yeah,
books had to be overseen by Kathleen Kennedy or like the group of people who are
yeah,
in charge of canon to make sure it fits within canon. Even those fucking terrible Battlefront games had to fit within canon, which was
yeah.
stupid because it didn't make sense. Like, why just make those games fun? But like, they're very
Yeah.
intentional with their canon.
You mean like the multiplayer and stuff? Yeah,
Yeah, that
yeah,
was stupid.
yeah.
Just
The
make it
story, I'm
fun.
like, yeah, the story could be
No,
canon,
yeah,
sure,
yeah,
but
story,
yeah,
yeah. But like,
but yeah, the multiplayer have fucking
yeah,
yeah.
where
Do a
like
fucking
I've
Fortnite where Iron Man fights
mhm.
uh Iron Giant or something,
Exactly, or like Smash Bros. Like,
fucking,
it doesn't matter.
yeah, fucking pink Darth Vader. Come on,
Yeah, like whatever.
who the
Um,
fuck gives a shit?
and also like it just feels like Marvel at this point doesn't care as much. They're just like, we just need to get this shit out,
Yeah,
you
yeah.
know. Where
Here's $200 million. Make something.
and with Star Wars too, they were like, oh, people aren't liking these movies. We're gonna stop for a few years
Yeah,
and figure out
yeah,
what the fuck we're doing. We'll throw out some shows, maybe some games, and
yeah,
then we'll throw a
yeah,
movie when we're ready for it.
yeah.
Um, yeah, so it seems like they're doing the right stuff with Star Wars so far. You think we're
And
gonna get Cal Kestis next season?
dude, I fucking hope so.
And Marin?
I don't understand. I do not understand why Cal is not in any of the fucking shows yet.
I know.
It's perfect
He's right there.
timing for Ahsoka, perfect timing for Mandalorian, perfect timing for everything to happen right before.
Well, maybe because they don't want to like
New Order comes out. It's just like
my only guess is that they don't want to like pigeonhole themselves for the next game, right? Because if they do something in the shows that's in the future from the game, then it's like, well, we already know this is gonna happen with him, so it's another canon thing, you know.
Yeah, I guess they'd have to work with EA,
especially
and,
like with something
Respawn.
like Marin and Cal. If they show up in the show,
they're married.
Then it's
And
like,
they're
oh,
married,
then
and
in the game, we know the outcome of their relationship or whatever.
Yeah.
So that's something.
Which happens though.
Yeah, true.
That's very like the whole Star Wars is based on that. Like,
that's true. Yeah, right now. Yeah.
Darth Vader. Oh, we already know Anakin Skywalker is Darth Vader.
Yeah.
But does it matter? No. Han Solo, the Solo story, it's just like we already know the outcome of Han Solo.
That's true. That's true.
So
we know the outcome of Thrawn too. Like,
yeah, it's kind of, we don't know how he gets there. We know what happens after Thrawn. I don't know. That's still kind of a gray area for us. But Star Wars,
we know he's dead at least, right? Like, we know he's not around
or hiding.
Could be
waiting for his moment. Maybe he's the second. Maybe he's second New Order.
That's true. And we know Ahsoka is dead by The Force Awakens, or by Rise of Skywalker, I guess.
Do we?
Yeah, because her Force Ghost is talking to her. She's one of the Force ghosts.
You're absolutely right.
So we definitely know she's dead by that point.
Unless they write that out. Unless they're like, that wasn't Ahsoka. That was.
I mean, she'd be fucking old as shit by that point. So.
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah, I was gonna say something else, but I don't remember.
But also, I don't know. I don't know how long they live. Her species.
True.
I don't know.
True.
They could live forever. I don't know.
It could be anywhere.
Like a
Yoda
Yoda
thing.
Anytime. Yeah.
Yeah. Could be she dies after the movie.
Yeah. Hu Yang is like ancient. What were you gonna say?
I was gonna say us Star Wars fans love to go back and revisit why something is the way it is. Like that's the main thing of Star Wars. Like,
yeah.
Oh yeah, this thing happens, and it's just like a little thing in the movie, and it's like, hold on, why? And then we're like, all right, let's fucking go back and tell the story.
It's a whole Darth
Rogue
Vader
One.
comic book. Just to
let's fucking tell the story of Rogue One, or how, like Andor. Who was he? Like, that was the only question we needed. And they're like, we'll fucking tell you.
Yeah.
We'll fucking tell you his backstory. And it's like,
I like this guy.
Okay.
Yeah, we're supposedly getting a Lando show as well. So it's like, who's Lando? Well, okay.
We'll tell you.
We'll let you know. We got Donald Glover. He's in. We'll do it.
We'll fill in the gaps. And it's perfect. I love that they do that, because it really helps with...
Donald Glover has to be older than Billy D. Williams was in the original trilogy, right?
He still looks younger, though. We saw him in Amazing Spider-Man, whatever.
Right. Across the Spider-Verse. Let me look at this. How old is Donald Glover?
He's got to be like 37.
He's 40. How old was Billy D. Williams in The Empire Strikes Back? 86. No, he's currently 86. Calm down. Calm down.
Okay, so he's 86. When did Empire Strikes Back come out?
80
89, 81,
81, 82, something like that.
Okay, so he's 86.
So he would have been like 40. Yeah.
Okay, yeah, he's right about that time.
So let's just remake the original trilogy. Fuck it.
Oh my god, fuck no. We don't need to do that. Could you imagine? We don't need to do that.
It's gonna happen eventually.
You remake the trilogy with fucking Aaron Eckhart and Donald Glover, and then
Sebastian Stan.
We have to figure out who Leia is.
We got Sebastian Stan for Luke.
Sebastian Stan, that'd be good, dude.
And
he's pretty old too. He's like 30 something.
Yeah.
He's not 19 anymore.
They could de-age him.
De-age somebody that's not actually the fucking...
Okay, we'll put in what's his face? The guy's playing Wonka right now.
Oh god, he's everywhere.
I know. There's
I hate that. I don't like that. There's only so many.
The death of the movie star is real. We got like 3 movie stars now.
Yeah, you get Tom
Holland,
thank you. You got the guy from Dune,
Timothy Chalamet. That's his name.
Timothy Chalamet, and that's
Timothy Shallots.
That's all you get. And who do we have for female actresses?
Florence Pugh. That's it.
Florence Pugh, Zendaya, maybe.
Zendaya, that'd be cool.
If she's not doing her modeling thing, the girl.
Tom Holland's Luke, Zendaya's Leia.
Oh my god! Oh, that's weird. No,
but even fucking Aaron Ansel or whatever the fuck his name is, the kid who played
Aaron Eckhart. Yeah,
is that his name?
Eckhart. I think that's his name.
Ansel Elgort, right? That's right? Aaron Eckhart is the guy who played Two-Face.
No.
No. Who played
Aaron Eckhart is the guy that did Solo.
Who played Han Solo? Harrison Ford. Alden Ehrenreich.
Oh yes.
Alden Ehrenreich.
Ehrenreich. Yeah, and I turned his last name in.
Aaron Eckhart is the guy who played Two-Face.
Oh, okay. Alan. That's his name, is Alan? I thought it was Aaron.
Alden Ehrenreich.
Ehrenreich. Yeah. I like him. He's a good name. He's a good actor.
What else has he been in?
He was in a couple of shows recently.
Cocaine Bear. Oh yeah, he's in Oppenheimer.
Oppenheimer. Yes, that's what I saw him in. He plays the
the assistant to Robert Downey Jr. Right.
Mm-hmm. Well, he's like the news guy who's like
right.
Interviewing him about everything that was going on.
Right. Well, he really hasn't done too much. I guess you do Solo and you just live off that money for a while.
You kind of get fucked. Yeah, you get fucked by that.
I guess, but also, I don't know. You could probably retire after that.
Yeah, honestly. Cocaine Bear, Brave. So yeah, I guess.
Beautiful creature.
I guess.
Yeah, he hasn't done much.
I've only really seen him in Oppenheimer, and I loved his part in that.
Yeah, he's good in that. Could be the return of. Yeah, they won't bring him back. I don't think
he's so good though. I feel like he
maybe in the Lando show.
He played it. I think he played it perfectly. He doesn't look like Harrison Ford, but I think he did all right.
I don't know. I don't think he was scummy enough personally. He felt too like.
That's not his fault. That's not his fault.
Maybe that's the writing's fault. I don't know.
That was because they had to make him a good guy.
He felt like a kid who's pretending to be in a gang but isn't actually in a gang.
I think that's the point. I
don't like that. I don't like that for Han. I don't like that for Han.
Han is dumb. Han is such a dumb character. Do you understand how stupid the character of Han is?
I do, but I still feel like he's been a criminal his whole life. Like that's his thing.
He's trying to be a criminal. He's trying to be the cool guy. That's the whole, like, his whole thing.
I feel like he's more like Jack Sparrow, where it's like...
No, see, it's way better if he's not Jack Sparrow, though. It's way better if he's, like, trying to be Jack Sparrow, and he's like, yeah, I did that really cool thing one time. I have the fastest ship ever. And it's like, yeah, on a technicality, I guess.
He's like Uncle Rico.
Yes, exactly. Yeah. He's fucking Uncle Rico, and he's Rico. Like living off.
I'm cool with that. I'm cool with him being Uncle Rico, but I still feel like Uncle Rico, still gets stabbed.
He's
still an asshole.
He's still an asshole.
They made him too cute, like too likable.
Yeah, 100%. I agree, but I don't think that was his fault. I think he played his part really well, and I got it.
Okay,
but
what's going on with fucking Maul? What happened to that?
Darth Maul. Yeah,
he shows up in that movie. What happened?
That's there is a comic book after that movie.
Oh, really?
That shows Emilia Clarke's character like working for Maul and like being a complete badass with the Crimson Dawn or whatever.
Oh, okay. I'll have to check that out.
But it's just like
pick up Marvel Unlimited.
It's like a page of there. She's just kind of says a line, and you're like, oh shit, she's cool. But yeah, we need Maul with Ahsoka. I figured we'd have Maul. Well, no, because Maul's dead.
Yeah, it's like too far away. Like we got to let Maul go at a certain point.
He's not dead though.
He's dead. He's dead. Obi-Wan's killed him twice.
Obi-Wan, yes.
I guess
Obi-Wan, he's still alive.
Is he?
Yes. In Obi-Wan Kenobi, the show, he is still alive.
I don't know. I need to watch Rebels
because Obi-Wan beats him as an old man.
In Rebels?
In Rebels, yes.
Yeah. I need to watch Rebels because I don't fucking know.
So anything after Obi-Wan Kenobi, I think he's dead. So he's still alive in Solo, obviously.
Well, this has been a very comprehensive spoiler cast. We've been going for an hour and a half. I think it's time to
wrap it up.
I liked it though. I was like, we could keep going.
We could probably cut this into. There's a lot to say. We haven't done one of these in a long time with Star Wars.
Yeah, that's true.
So it's. I have a lot to say about Star Wars. It's my favorite fandom as of right now, and it's my favorite. That's it. That I can speak forever with Star Wars. And
it was my first fandom as well. So I'm right there with you. I want the best for Star Wars, and
I do too.
I just don't feel like it's with Disney, man. I feel like Disney just needs to let them go. Let them spread their wings.
I think it would be okay if Disney just went, "You're Lucasfilms again." That's there you go.
Yeah.
You're LucasArts. That's it. You're a subset of Disney. You do your own thing.
I mean, because they kind of figured
out. They do that. They honestly, with the way the Marvel shows are going, I feel like Star Wars has a better understanding of who it is.
Yeah, right now, but
Marvel's directly under Disney, and they're just like, we want money.
Yeah, we just have the benefit though of like them not releasing a movie in a while, and all it's gonna take is them to release one movie for us to be like, oh, this shit stinks. You know what I mean?
Maybe, but movies they're hard to tell stories like as comprehensive as we would like them to be as fans, right? Because they're not going to be able to jump on every little nuance, and they're not going to be able to put every nostalgia grab into every movie for every single person. So I understand the balance of like too much versus too little of everything, so it's really hard to tell a comprehensive story within under 3 hours for Star Wars.
Do you think that there will be like sort of how for our generation, right? When the prequels came out, people hated them. Like the original trilogy fans fucking hated them.
And 100%. Then I know what you're gonna say. Absolutely, 100%.
Well, let me finish it for those listening at home.
Yeah.
So like, for us, we grew up and we're like, we actually like the prequels, although we put them pretty fucking low on our list. But we're like,
they would be higher on my list. Yeah, to be fair,
I'm not a huge fan of them, but a lot of people our age are like, yeah, actually, the prequels were important to me as a kid, and they were important to me as a kid. Yeah. Do you think that will happen for the next generation, like Gen? Yes. What's the next one? Gen Alpha?
Gen Alpha. Yes, 100%. Because if you remember back when, even episode 9, back when episode 9 was the thing, and people were like, "Oh, this movie sucks." Because for us, it does suck. But you know what? You saw every fucking Halloween while those movies were going out. Little girls dressed up as Rey.
Yeah,
Kylo Ren, everybody's in Kylo Ren. There was lightsabers everywhere.
Yeah.
It was the shit for kids. My fucking nephews got the buildable lightsabers where you fucking do whatever you want with them.
I feel like that was especially true for like episode 7. Like that movie specifically.
Well, yeah, that introduces the characters. Fucking kids love BB-8.
Yeah.
That's going to be their R2-D2.
Yeah, I guess the weird thing about, I don't know, because I think episode 7, still to me, I think episode 7 is a great movie. I like that movie a lot.
It's really good until the second half where she gets her powers. That's the moment that I'm like, oh, they just Mary Sued this whole thing.
I like it. I don't care.
She just happens to know what the Force is.
Dude, her grandpa's Palpatine. Give her a break. She's strong.
Okay. Yeah.
Her grandpa's Palpatine, dude.
Bad writing doesn't excuse fucking.
Her grandpa's writing. Palpatine, dude.
2 wrongs don't make a right. All right.
She's strong. Her grandpa's fucking Palpatine, man. Yeah,
she just fucking force lightninged out of nowhere and killed Chewbacca. Oh wait, no, she
no,
didn't.
That movie sucks. See, that was the point I was gonna make. Was episode 7's really fucking good, in my opinion. And I feel like a lot of kids also really liked episode 7. But like as the trilogy went, they got worse and worse. Like people didn't like episode 8 that much, and then people just fucking don't even give a shit about episode 9. People don't even talk about episode 9.
I disagree.
And that's not how the trilogy went for the prequels, right? The prequels got better as they went, I think.
So here's my I'll name out a couple of scenes from each movie, right?
Okay.
Episode 7,
right?
Definitely female lead, helps with the female young kids,
sure,
Jedi, whatever. For sure. That pretty much that whole movie is very cool and very fun for kids. You got BB-8, very fun for kids. You got Kylo Ren, dark, edgy, fucking
stops a bullet in this air. That was sick, dude.
For the boys, he can mind read, like, super, super good powers for a teenage boy or a little young boy.
You got old butthole eyes.
Who's old butthole eyes?
Old butthole eyes, dude. Come on.
Yeah, Maz Kanata.
Maz Kanata's there.
Fucking yeah, old butthole eyes.
You got old butthole eyes.
That's hilarious. Okay, episode 8. I was gonna bring up Maz Kanata because she's got that stupid jetpack. She's real dumb. You know, it's like
she's barely in that movie.
She's barely in that movie. But the one scene that I can give to episode 8 is the fact at the end where the little kid grabs the broom.
Broom kid, yeah. Broom boy.
The broom kid. Whatever. That's like for a little kid, I can be a Jedi.
Yeah.
You know, like it's possible for me. That's the only thing that movie has. And I agree
it's
with
got
you.
More than that.
With episode 8, it's kind of hard for the kids as well because like
it's got Rey BB-8. And Kylo.
It's got BB-8 on the fucking AT-AT thing, and he saves the day. You know,
yeah, I forgot about that.
That's kind of stupid.
We got
for the kids. For the kids, it's fun.
Sand. We got that scene.
Salt.
Yeah.
Yeah, but that's not for the kids.
Salt.
There's no way. That's you get the okay. So
what about Luke brushing? That's for the kids.
That's true.
That's for the kids.
That is true. You get the crystal foxes, which is pretty cool.
The porgs, you know? the porgs.
The porgs. There you go. The porgs are perfect.
You got the titty milk.
That's for nobody.
Kids love the titty milk.
That's for nobody, dude. Let's be real.
I like that.
And then episode 9.
Got the horses. Get the big snake. She heals a big snake.
You know, I'm trying to think.
They fly again. They fly now.
Stop it. Stop it.
I'm trying to give you something. I don't know.
For the kids.
We got the scene where Ben is running down the hallway to I Need a Hero. I need a hero. Remember?
That's also not
it's a
for
weird,
the kids.
Weird music choice for that movie.
I liked it. I actually did like it. I thought it was pretty funny.
Yeah.
Yeah. Fuck, man.
9's hard, man. 9's not cool.
Tough. 9's tough for the kids.
There's the scene where they're fighting in the water.
Fighting in the water. Yeah, I mean, Rey being bad was kind of cool, but like
her yellow lightsaber is kind of cool. You get it at the very
9
end.
Sucks, dude. 9 fucking.
It's the worst movie. It's the worst one.
What do they have? Babu Frick. They got Babu Frick,
dude, and he showed up. He showed up in Mandalorian. Remember that shit,
dude? Yeah. Or his people showed up. Whatever.
It was Babu Freak. They called him Babu Freak.
Did they? Yeah.
They did. Yeah, it's Babu Freak, dude.
Fucking Babu Frick. There's your kid thing.
That means he's fucking old as shit in that movie.
In that movie, he's been doing it a while.
Yeah, he's fucking.
He's pretty fucking old, isn't he?
We got the hot chick with the mask that dated Poe Dameron.
Yeah,
she's kind of cool, I guess.
We don't see her do anything though.
It's true. That whole side story. It's like, why you got to do this to Poe Dameron? Why can't he just be like a warrior?
Yeah, why can't he be?
Well,
gay
also
Finn,
also that, but also why does he have to be like have this past of him being a drug dealer?
Why can't he just? He's the Han Solo type. That's what
I know. That's stupid though, because like I liked his archetype being like he's the war hero, like that's his thing.
He's the fly boy.
Yeah, he's the fly. Yeah, exactly.
He's
Tom Cruise.
He's fucking Maverick.
He's Maverick. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. Maverick didn't do shit. His whole story is I go real fast.
I go fast. I don't listen to the commands because I want to go faster. You know, that is Poe Dameron. Why you gotta? Why is he a drug dealer? Yeah, so obvious. Like what the fuck?
Yeah, fuck, man. That's it.
JJ, you should know this. You worked with Tom Cruise, bro.
Yeah,
you made Mission Impossible. What are you doing, man?
All the kids have on that one is cool lightsaber battles and fucking Babu Frick.
Yeah.
I guess they added that other droid, BD-1.
Oh yeah, that's also voiced by J.J. Abrams. It's a fun fact for you.
Really, it was kind of lame, but it was cute in the same way. But I'm like, we already have BB-8. Do we really need another?
Yeah, right. Like, come on.
Yeah, that was it. Fucking 9 sucks for kids, man.
We got the horses.
The horse for what reason? Horses again. We've got literal fucking speeder bikes in this world, and we resort to horse races.
Dude,
and
Jedis can fly through the space now. Like, we know this. What are they doing?
Horses.
Why can't Rey just fly around? Like, what the fuck?
Yeah, I fucking they can breathe in space.
Yeah.
Oh, that's whatever. We'll get to that.
Yeah, we'll get there. Terrible movie. I know we said we would end 15 minutes ago, but here we are. We're still talking Star Wars.
Still talking about it. We can't stop. Can't stop. Won't stop.
I'll probably post this as one big thing, and then maybe like post little clips. I don't know.
Yeah. No, that's fair.
We'll see.
You do whatever you do. It's your channel.
Yeah. Who cares? Who gives a shit?
We're just having fun talking about Star Wars.
Yeah. We're out here. Okay. Bye everybody. Check us out
everybody.
in a month or so or whatever.
Yeah, love your mothers.
Check out Last Week in Games. I still do that show. It's good.
Yeah. Shorter.
It's shorter. It's a lot shorter.